Hello everyone and welcome to the Transit Nomad family. This video is gonna show you London best free view and the coolest London park. Before we get started, I'd like to let you know that I'm in London for a couple of weeks, and at the end of this trip, I'll be recording my final verdict video comparing London with other cities to help you decide if you should visit, while also saving you lots of time and money with practical tips on how to get the most out of your trip. This will be an exclusive video, but you can easily gain access to it by subscribing or donating any amount on buymeacoffee.com/transitnomad or through the link in the video description below. With that being said, let's begin exploring this awesome London location. I'm gonna zoom in on the city skyline view, and as you can see from the video, we are far away from the actual central part of London, from the city center, as we are currently located inside Greenwich Park. It is, in my opinion, the best park in London. If you have to choose one park that offers the most awesome scenic views and a variety of different kinds of trees and plants and walking trails, I would choose this park. Once again, it's called Greenwich Park. It is huge, so you can easily spend a few hours here exploring it. It has a lot of different parts that are worth checking out. Right now we are located kind of in the middle of the park. There is still a huge area in the back. There is a huge area on the right. There is a huge area on the left. And it's definitely worth checking out different parts of the park. It also comes with some free museums and some paid museums that you can visit. It also has some awesome gardens. I really enjoyed exploring the rose garden, also the flower garden, and it was a pretty big garden with some trails that make you feel like you are hiking in the woods in the middle of nowhere, and also some really nice fields and a variety of different kinds of trees and a lot of shaded areas and lots of beautiful flowers too. So I definitely recommend checking out the flower garden at Greenwich Park, as well as the rose garden if you have a chance. And this, of course, is the middle part of the park. If you don't have time to go anywhere else, I guess that would be the part that you should visit for sure, because this is gonna give you this awesome skyline view. Let's take one more look at this awesome skyline and then start actually walking around, so you can see what a great variety this park offers in terms of the nature and all kinds of views. This is where the observatory is located. It's right behind me. I don't think you can see it, but if I turn around, this building and mini buildings in the back are parts of the observatory that you can also visit. I believe the actual observatory is paid, but some of the buildings around it are free. So feel free to do some research online on their website to see if it's something that interests you. I did not come here to go inside any of the buildings. My main purpose here is to explore the nature, explore the park, and that's what I'm here for. And that is my priority. I've been here for a couple of hours now. It is a very hot day today, around 30 degrees Celsius. It's currently August and it is very warm in London. Fortunately, there are some shady areas, so it's easy to hide from the sun, but I do recommend bringing plenty of water just in case, so you don't get... Yeah, they don't have water fountains and they don't have water refill stations, so make sure to bring lots of water with you.
And the toilets also need free toilets.
Yeah, also my partner is reminding me to let you know that this specific location does not offer free toilets. They only have paid toilets, and the price, if I were to transfer it to American dollars, it would be around 50 cents per person, which is not too bad. It's much cheaper than the cost of toilets in Italy. Considering that Italy is cheaper overall, the cost of living is Italy is lower than it is in London. So I would say that London toilets are pretty cheap, 50 cents. It's actually 30 British cents. I don't know if they're called what the right way to call them basically 30 British cents. Add 30% to that, that would be like 40 American cents or something like that. This is the observatory garden. Also very cool place to explore. You can see lots of greenery, people hanging out, having picnics, chilling. Also, there are a lot of secluded areas that are more private, where you don't get to see as many people. I don't recommend it, but if you can always take care of your business for free if you really have to. At this park, there are a lot of private areas, as you can tell. I personally really appreciate trees, especially tall trees with lots of leaves. I love when it's green like this. And when you live in Southern California, you learn how to appreciate it even more, because we don't get a lot of green areas like this. Everything is more like, it's almost like half green, half brown, or kind of yellow, and not a lot of trees. When you go hiking in Southern California, unless you go in the mountains, most of the time you would end up hiking among a bunch of bushes, not trees. So if you are a fan of trees, London and many other places in Europe would be a great place to explore. If I were to compare the nature, it would remind me more of the East Coast. I used to live in New York and New Jersey, and it's kind of somewhat similar, the types of trees and plants that I see here in London. And it's kind of interesting. I thought that London is kind of a gloomy, cold city, but we've been here for a couple of weeks and it's been pretty warm and sunny, and often even hot. So keep that in mind. Maybe visiting in September offers a slightly more smoother weather experience, because in August it is pretty hot.
Yeah, or bring on like an umbrella.
Yeah. My Asian partner recommends bringing umbrella. They use umbrellas to hide from the sun in Asia. So that could be.
Yeah, or sometimes they rain a little.
Yeah, and also, yeah, sometimes it does rain a little bit in London, so it's good to have umbrella for that too. And I also,
Here is like in Hong Kong.
the nature is very different here. If you were to compare that to Hong Kong, Hong Kong is more humid, I think, and the plants over there are totally different. We were looking at the Royal Observatory Garden, and now we're gonna keep following down this path to see what else it has to offer. I did also want to point out that you should not judge the whole park just based on this area alone. Every different part of the park is unique in its own way. Some of them are more open and kind of like open fields. Some of them are more garden oriented with more flowers. Others are more like forest oriented with more trees. And there are areas that are kind of offer a little bit of both. And some are more wild and others are more like with the lake and some benches around it. So you can find anything and everything within this park. That's what I like about it. And it's also not too small, so you can easily justify making the trip here, because it's not in the center of London. You have to use public transportation to get here. and it takes I would say on average it would take an hour to arrive here. And also, if you are a fan of museums, there are a couple of famous museums here. Maritime Museum, the Observatory, and some other art museums. I saw the Royal House of Art or something like that. So there are definitely a few things you could do in this area. But if you are in London for less than a week, I don't think it's worth it coming all the way here, considering the fact that there are so many free things you can do in the central part of London. I don't think it's worth coming to Greenwich Park. It is an awesome park, but I don't see the point of going somewhere further away if you haven't seen everything right in front of you yet, or right next to you. And central London, the city center area, is huge. It certainly takes a few days to explore it. Every street is unique, and there are so many places to see over there. We stayed for a couple of weeks, and still I don't feel that we saw all the streets. Like even yesterday we were still like walking around, and wow, we didn't go in here, and we didn't check that, and we didn't check this. Even just walking next to the river is awesome. It's something we didn't do as much, but the river is pretty awesome. Let's also take a look at this cafe so you can get an idea of what's offered at this location and what the approximate prices are. I already looked at their menu, and it looks like kind of average. That's what you would expect to pay in London for food. Let me zoom it in. You can pause the video if you want to take a note of those prices, but basically it's around 16 to 20 pounds for a meal. I'm not sure what the portion sizes are. For me, they might be a little bit too small. So I often prefer going to supermarkets because I can see the food and I can get exactly the right amount, not to overeat, but also to eat enough. And also that allows me to take care of the intake of carbs and protein and vegetables and all that stuff, sugars. And also this kind of yogurt, we tried it and we bought it at half the price at M&S. Yes, and make sure to check out their different chains such as M&S and Tesco and others, because they do offer discounts, especially if you come around lunchtime, like 3 o'clock or something like that, or around closing time, which is around 9 o'clock. You are likely to find some discounted stuff, which is exactly the same stuff. It's not expired yet, it's just getting close to the expiration date, and it's available for half the price. I think those are really good deals, especially considering that prices are so expensive in London. Like you saw $3.75 for a really small yogurt. You should add 30% to that if you want to transfer that to American dollars. That means for a small yogurt, you're paying $5. And that is just something really small. If you want to get something bigger or something not like at this kind of store, but somewhere else, it would cost even more. Yeah, I would say the average price of a meal, if you are eating outside, is definitely over $20. Yep. Yeah, but the good part is that, yeah, there are lots of benches like this and a lot of areas where you can just sit down with a nice view and have your food, whatever you brought with you. You could buy it at the supermarket and save a lot. And sometimes it's nicer to eat by yourself without having to share your space with other people. But it all depends on what you prefer. I personally think it's better to travel longer and see more cities than eating at expensive restaurants, because it does make a huge price difference if you are traveling and you're eating, you're paying for yourself, maybe your family members or your partner who's traveling with you. And if you do that every day, 2 or 3 times a day, that's gonna add up. And also it's slow, like sometimes you have to wait until they give you the food, you have to figure out what to order, you also have to research, check out the reviews, make sure you go to the right place. And you know, all that stuff is taken away from exploration. So it's often quicker to just go to a supermarket and get what you need. Sometimes you can just get stuff for a few times and then bring it with you when you're going out, and then eat it at a place like this. This sign is explaining what we are looking at, including St. Paul's Cathedral, the Tower Bridge, and the National Maritime Museum, the Old Royal Naval College, the Queen's House. The Queen's House is like another free art museum. We should definitely take a look at that. My partner is a huge fan of art, and London has a lot of beautiful art from all over the world, lots of different styles, and for art lovers, it certainly is a great destination. And also for city skyline lovers, it's a great destination. And for music lovers, it's a great destination. And for architecture lovers, it's a great destination. And for museum lovers, it's a great destination. It is a great destination for theater lovers. For almost anybody who has it in their budget, because it's not cheap, London would be one of the top places to visit in the world, as long as you can afford it. And I just want to make one thing clear. From the YouTube videos that I was watching before, it kind of made me feel like, should I go, shouldn't I go? It kind of looks good, but also maybe not that good. Maybe it's gonna be fun, but maybe not that fun. Maybe it's kind of overrated. Maybe it's not worth it, because it kind of looked so maybe for whatever reason it's hard to show the real beauty of the city when you're filming it. You know, in person everything looks different. So I just want to make it clear once and for all, London is awesome. It is a beautiful city. It does look very impressive, very beautiful. And exploring London, walking around London, you see lots of cool buildings, you see lots of cool streets, and it is super eye-pleasing, super enjoyable, super fun, exciting, and rewarding to explore London. And on this note, I want to point out that as an active traveler and business owner with experience, I might be able to assist you with trip planning, life coaching, and business consulting, with all the details available at buymeacoffee.com/transitnomad. This is where you can also find lots of exclusive content on many different cities across the globe, my secret tips, PDF guides, and the option to request a custom video on any topic that matters to you. Let's take a look at what is this. This was built in the 1890s to house a telescope in order to observe the moon. Pretty cool. So this does look like free part of the observatory. Another area to chill, which is great. And now we finally get to see the beautiful exterior of the observatory building. Very impressive. I wish we had more buildings like this in California, but at least I have a chance to enjoy it in London. And with that being said, I would like to thank everyone for watching, commenting, liking, and subscribing. I appreciate you being a part of the Transit Nomad family, and feel free to check out more videos on my channel. I have been filming lots of content about London, and there's also lots of content about other cities in Asia, Europe, and the United States. Thanks again. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.